Welcome to Raleigh, North Carolina, and the Wolfpack is gathering and starting to howl in Carter Finley Stadium as they are ready to see NC State go to work. Little gets the blood boiling, quite like a rivalry game. Barbs, shots, trash talk, things that go on throughout the week will now all be settled on this field. As we'll see, the number 15 team in the country, the Clemson Tigers, taking on the winners of 4 straight, the NC State Wolfpack. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. So we'll kick off to get us underway. And he'll bring it back. And the returner runs out of real estate as he goes down. So NC State's return team didn't help matters out much there. These rivalry games can really get the blood pumping, and we'll see who can manage their emotions best early.
Everyone's been waiting for this game, right? You know, both of these teams have had this game circled all the way back to the beginning of the offseason, so you've got to be able to play under control.
With passion, with energy, with hatred, because it's a rivalry game, but keep your emotions in check and making sure I'm controlling what I can control.
He's got it on the right. He breaks a tackle. He steps out of bounds, but he's got enough for a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Pre-snap motion in the backfield. He'll come out throwing on first down. Snagged in the middle. It's Morton. What a play to get it inside the red zone, and they are set up at the 17. NC State quick to the line. From the red zone, looking for a receiver. He just got rid of that one to save the down, didn't see anything he liked. Now on second down after the incompletion. Leaves it with the back. And he's almost to that first down marker there, saying he's a little bit short. They might want to bring out the sticks and measure, but it looks as if he'll be just short of the first down. Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big third down in the red zone. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. Fourth down coming up. On fourth down, flexing that muscle in the run game. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on downs. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. How about this crowd rattling the rafters and trying to help their defense? They go to the ground. And the defense stops him just short of the first down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks. He's looking for an open man on second down. He is lucky to get that one back, and the last thing you want is to turn it over on your opening drive. On the option. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands.
Holding, open.
Just an obvious holding call there, and one that just kills an offense's momentum. Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. They're going to get him for a safety. Tried to make something out of nothing and still got stuck for the 2.
You could tell the defense smelled it. They knew exactly where they were on the field, put the pressure on him, got him down in the end zone. Safety, baby.
So after taking the safety, they'll line up for a free kick from their own 20. Here's the return.
Brings it out to the 36.
A first down for the offense.
NC State Wolfpack will take over. First and 7.
They'll give it to the back. Just sort of a relentless run, getting everything that was available to him, and they'll mark him down at the 40. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. They get to the line quickly. Off play action. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
One of the things I love about this defense is they're so versatile in ways they can get after the quarterback. In their last game, they came away with 5 sacks, came from all over the place. They got the win. So you know in this one, they're going to dial up a lot of different looks. It's going to be tough for this offense to try to keep their quarterback standing up straight.
NC State to bring the punt team onto the field. Makes a nice grab at the 25. They'll get down and put a stop to this return. They'll mark it at the 32. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. And the last time they had the ball, they wound up giving up a safety, Jesse.
Yeah, that was ungood the last time they had the ball. So they got to do something here offensively to get into a rhythm, running and throwing the football. Try to find that consistency.
And try to find something positive with this offense. Forget about the safety. Those don't happen very often. Try to get some first downs together. Get some good mojo going.
And now on second down for this offense. He's looking to throw. They're setting up the screen. Shakes off the defender. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed. Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on third down. Looking to the big tight end. And they'll miss the connection here on third down. So Clemson is lining up to punt this one away. First one of the day is off. He was called on 3 times in that victory last week. Here's the fair catch, and he'll make it close to the 20-yard line. NC State sending the offense back onto the field. Here's another opportunity, Jesse, to stretch out this lead after punting last time.
I think it goes back to your playmakers, Reese. I think it's finding the guys that have been working for you earlier on in this game and getting them the football.
Yeah, and there's obviously no need to panic. I mean, think about it. You got the lead. You got the football. You got to be smart with the football. Make your plays. Put a good drive together here.
From the gun, running back gets to give. They shut it down quickly, but he gets 2 out to the 18. They'll line up for a second down play. The give to the tailback. He'll be stopped just short of the 20 at the 19. Give him 1. NC State going up tempo. On third and long, doesn't need to take the check down. Got it set up on the outside. He couldn't find anywhere to go, and now it's fourth down. The Wolfpack will line up to punt it away. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Slips through the line. He'll get it up to about the 44-yard line before they slam the brakes on it. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical.
Fires into traffic. It's picked off. Bringing it back. He's inside the 40. He's at the 20. And he's going to run it all the way back. Touchdown, North Carolina State. This D gave them exactly what they needed, not only with a stop, but with a touchdown.
And finding ways to impact the game early in the game, just make impact plays, right? The defense wants to create sacks, create turnovers. Great job creating the turnover and getting points off of it.
On to attempt the try. The extra point is good, and they have a 9-point lead. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Gentlemen, let's take a look at what's happening in this exciting college football game. Texas State is currently trailing in this one, but it feels like the tide may be turning. This program has picked itself up before, and it's capable of it again today. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to TCU. We've got our eye on things here and everything else going on right now, and any updates, you'll see them here, guys.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Jukes his way for more. Just searching and working for the running room as he gets it out to the 26. Now looking for that first down on 3rd and short from the 26. Looking to throw for it. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and 4th down's coming. Clemson will send the punt team out. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Makes a move. The coverage team was down there to corral him. They made the stop, and they'll mark it at the 39. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. North Carolina State has it back in the offense, headed to the field. Now they'll run it on the toss. Nice, solid form tackle from this sophomore. NC State quick to the line. On 2nd down, he's looking downfield. Finds his big tight end. He'll work his way down to the 28. What a dynamic play on that last one. Flips the field, and they've got it 1st and 10 from the 28. He'll pull it on the read. And they try to run inside, and there is nowhere to go. No huddle here for the offense. I know you want to prepare for every game the same way, but there's just something different about rivalry games, Jesse.
It's because, Reese, I think players are aware that games like this define your legacy as a player. Your record in rivalry games is something that people are going to talk about for years and years down the road. You have got to show up and play your best football in games like this.
Throws for the tight end. Got his man downfield. They make the stop at the 5-yard line, and they've got it 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. He's looking to throw. Lets it fly. And he wanted to get the score right there, but it falls incomplete. 3rd and goal from way back there. From the gun, wants to pass. He'll throw it. Snags it. And he will score. Touchdown, Wolfpack. They've got the lead and trying to put this one in a hammerlock here in Week 10. That touchdown grabbed the 25th of his career.
Not surprising either. When you've got this guy's ability, that position, quarterbacks are going to be looking for you. 25 touchdown catches, that's an impressive figure.
Yeah, he's definitely one of those guys that have been so big time. Big time moments, clutch plays, makes those contested catches. He's a guy that can do everything, and that's why he's putting up such great stats.
And the extra point extends the lead to 16. So that's a 60-yard touchdown drive. And they close the deal with the 7-yarder for the score. And he'll return it and try to get behind his blockers. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. Wants to throw on 1st down. Looking for a big play. Fires it into a crowd, and it's picked off. They bring him down, but that great defensive play might be overturned. Let's see what the call is. Thought he had the huge play with the interception. Instead, nabbed for PI, and it'll be 1st down for this offense. Motion from the offense. They're going to throw it to start the drive. Gets it out fast. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45. Looking for a productive play on first down. Use the play fake, now to throw. Unloads to the right. He's got it. Really nice job there by both guys to throw and the catch to work that defense and get the first down. Wide out in motion. To the air on first down. The freshman able to get home with the sack.
I think a big part of the formula to this team's success is their ability to get after the quarterback. In game one, they had 6 sacks and obviously won that football game. They know coming into this one today, they've got to be able to get after the quarterback, and they're off to a great start.
Second down now after the sack. He's looking to throw. He's got it down the middle. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on third down. Starting to feel a little pressure. Across the 25, he's got room. Nifty little scamper on this one. Enough for the first down, and he slides in safely. Red pass, it's complete. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. He's going to pass on second down. And the quarterback caught up to and sacked at the 12.
And they've been waiting for something good to happen with respect to getting after the quarterback, right? They're outside of the top 100 in the country in sacks per game, but finally now you see they're generating this pass rush. 3 sacks on the game so far.
Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on first and goal. Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. Now adjusting. And this defense goes back-to-back sack, Jack.
Man, that's just kind of frustrating for an offense. You move the ball all the way down the field. You got an opportunity on third down, and you can't protect your quarterback. You get the sack, and now it's probably field goal time if you make a field goal.
And now on fourth down, they'll try a field goal. And he missed it. No good. Thought maybe that field goal could start some momentum. Instead, the deficit is still 16. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down. Let's see what they've got on second down. Here's the handoff. This has been happening all night. They stubbornly keep giving him the ball, and the defense is all over it. On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Trying to make magic on the scramble. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker. Looks as if NC State will have to punt it away. He'll try to really get into this one. He'll call for the fair catch here. Final play of the quarter coming. He's going to pass. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. After the quarterback and receiver failed to hook up, they'll try it again on second down. He's looking to throw. He's got it. They make the stop, and that's how the first quarter will end. We've reached the end of the quarter, and NC State has the edge. Really strong performance so far to be able to build a lead here in the first period as we look at the stats. Just about ready to get things started here in the second. We'll see if they continue to flex that muscle. Looking to move it through the air. Swings it out to the flat. And they're going to lose yardage there. The defense completely owning the front. From the gun, the running back has it. He's brought down, but not before they pick up the big first down. Clemson is quick to the line.
Really nice run there. This guy's so exciting to watch when he's out in the open field. Kind of reminds me of old Clemson greats like C.J. Spiller and Travis Etienne. When they got into the second level, you just held your breath because you thought there was a chance they could break it off for a touchdown. This guy has that same dynamic playmaking ability.
On second down, looking again to throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Didn't get a chance to show off those return skills, but he gives his offense the ball at the 29.
It's so nice to see defenders squeeze that pigskin. A lot of times, in great position, you see them there to make the play, but there's a reason they play defense. Not this time. Great job securing the interception.
NC State sending the offense back onto the field. Out of the gun, the running back has it. Defense closed down quickly after a gain of 3. They'll mark it at the 32. Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. They move the tight end all over. They'll run play action. Gets it out quickly. And that defense is there to guide him out of bounds after a short gain. Trying to move the sticks on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. It's complete on the right side. And works it to the 40-yard line. That'll be a first down. A new set of downs after the completion.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and out.
And he tries to get away, but he cannot. He's taken down. He'll lose a couple. They gave up the sack on first down. Now it's 2nd and 11.
That's a big-time play on the D-line right there. And listen, you know, they've had a lot of NFL guys in recent years up front. William the Fridge Perry, old-school Clemson great on the D-line. He'd be proud of watching that performance on that last play. This guy right here, Ned, sometimes he just looks like a throwback.
And they got him. They'll get him down for the sack.
We talked to the offensive staff coming into this one. They knew going up against the top 25 defense with respect to sacks per game that they had to do a good job protecting the QB, but they have not been able to get that done so far. They've already now allowed 3 sacks in this game.
The Wolfpack will have to bring the punt team onto the field. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. He'll get it to about the 25 before they put a stop to the return. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. Crosses the 30 to the 31, a 6-yard gain. 6-yard pickup on first down leaves them with 2nd and 4. He's looking to throw. Reacted well to the tip, but just couldn't squeeze the football. Instead of the turnover, it'll be 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. And the timing just a hair off. So Clemson is lining up to punt this one away. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. First down here for the offense. He wants to throw. Quickly out to the tight end. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup. NC State going up tempo.
That's a great example of the defense there tackling the catch. As soon as the big fella caught the ball, down he went, not picking up the first.
He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. On third down, going up top. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15.
This defense needed something to go right. Man, they're down big already in the first half. Get to the quarterback, get him on the ground. This could start some momentum going back the other direction.
NC State to bring the punt team onto the field. They may have to pay him overtime. He's punting for the 5th time today. Another punt on the way. Got to make sure those hammies and glutes all active. And he loses the football. Defense covering it up and not letting the offense get it back. It's a turnover. North Carolina State has it back in the offense, headed to the field. Pocket starts to collapse. Running backs just have to be a weapon in the passing game, even for little dump-offs and checkdowns.
Yeah, find your matchups. I mean, you think about running back versus a linebacker. We like that matchup in space, and so find ways to get the football to your running back in space where you can break tackles and make things happen because they're just so dynamic.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Ball at the 38. The defense will try to get a stop on 3rd and short. They'll try to get it through the air. They're bringing heat. The Wolfpack will line up to punt it away. They're up to a half-dozen kicks today. It'll go out of bounds, and we'll see where they mark it. It's going to be right around the 35. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. Trying to find his man on 1st down. Makes the catch along the sidelines and steps out of bounds. Now after the short completion, it's 2nd down. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on 3rd down. Oh, he's going to try to hit him over the top. Snags it down the right side. And they are finding some space in this defense. He's got it down to the 25. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one. But we know who he really wants to go to on 3rd down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
They'll run it to the right. Finally stopped at the 20-yard line after a pickup of 6. 3rd down, and this crowd is tearing the lid off this place. Fires to the wideout. He's got it on the move. Touchdown, Tigers. That is the ultimate grab and go for the score.
Defense has got to do a better job of corralling this wide receiver. They've got to know where he lines up each and every play. And then once he has the ball, they have to play with a sense of urgency and get hats to the football. He's just way too dangerous in the open field.
Lining up to add another. And the PAT will draw them 1 point closer. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
A bit of an under-the-radar game this week, guys, but take a look at this. Purdue is currently trailing, but this has been a back-and-forth affair. If that quarterback can find a little magic a la Bob Greasy, this might not be over just yet. It's just a field goal game. They're trailing by 3 to Northern Illinois. Any big developments in this one, we've got you covered with the best studio team in the business, gentlemen.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. They'll go to the ground. Found a little space. He'll pick up 6 of the 14 as they have room to operate. NC State quick to the line. He'll do it himself. He couldn't get close to the marker. Got 3 yards, but it'll be 4th and 3. They bring the punter onto the field now. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. He's got great speed, working his way on the return up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. They'll throw it on 1st down. He makes the connection. He's brought down solid. Pick up a little bit short of the first down. Here comes the offense on second down. They'll try the run. The Tigers are stopped, but not before getting the first down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They'll have it at the 49, just across midfield, 1st and 10. Might as well give it to him again. Couldn't fight his way out of his grasp. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Someone not clear on the snap count. It'll be a false start, and they'll move it back.
False start. Offense.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. On second down, wants to throw it. Unleashes one. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on. On 3rd and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. Working the middle. And they are pushing the ball down the field. A big pickup on that one, and the tackle is finally made.
Hey, nice job by the offense there, attacking the middle of the field. Excellent route, finding the soft spot in the defense. Nice job by the quarterback putting it right on his guy.
And that big gainer on the last one has them ready to go from inside the 10. Keeping it on the ground on 1st and goal. He's got it down to the 1-yard line right on the doorstep of Pater. And after that first down gasher, they're close to the end zone. 2nd and goal coming. Pushes toward the goal line. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Tigers.
This running back was not going to be denied. Nice blocking up front to create a hole for this running back, and he was able to take advantage.
He'll try to tack on one more. And with the extra point, every little bit counts as they get closer. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive.
16, Clemson, 14.
He'll return it. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. NC State sending the offense back onto the field. He'll keep it himself. They needed to find enough space and get it moving forward, and they're up to the 22. NC State going up tempo. Out of the gun, they give to the back. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. It's 3rd down now, and they ought to be able to get off one more play before the 2-minute warning. They'll try to get the first through the air. Gets it to the back. And the defense able to drag him down, but not before. They'll recycle that down marker. Going up top on 1st down. Going for it all. He's got it downfield for a huge gain. Touchdown, NC State! And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing. That was just as simple as playing catch in warm-ups.
And this offense felt like they could take advantage of this defense down the field throwing the football. They've got a lot of speed on the perimeter, and I feel like they've got some matchups they feel they should be winning one-on-one. You saw a great example of it right there.
They'll try to add another to their lead. The extra point is good, and they have a 9-point lead. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they finished with a bang, a 71-yard scoring strike. On the run from inside his own 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. Comes out throwing on 1st down. He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. Second down coming. Second down coming up. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. This time it's complete. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. He's looking to throw it. Finds a soft spot in the middle. We had a barn burner the last time these two teams played, and no reason to expect anything else between these two bitter rivals.
Attention to detail, and I think the sense of urgency, David, in a game like this just goes way up.
And I think managing the emotions in these type of games, you know last year was a classic. Now you're trying to form this year's identity of this team and go out and get a win in a big-time rivalry game.
Throws to the wideout. And it's picked off again. His night vision hasn't been on par. Looking for more room. Touchdown, Wolfpack! What a great play by the defense, and paying it off with the interception return. Look, a lot of time left. There's a little bit of distance right now being put on the scoreboard.
There is, but it's so awesome when you're a defense and you study all week about what's coming and what routes to be ready for, and then you jump the route and you make the plays and you just go get in that end zone. It is so beautiful.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point extends the lead to 16. They're about to kick it away, and the defense probably can't wait to get back out there after the pick six. And he takes this from inside the 5. And the coverage team able to make the tackle. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. Not a lot of time left here in the half. Let's see if they can cut into this lead.
And this drive isn't a must score, but, man, you look at the scoreboard. You're down 2 scores. Jesse, you got a good opportunity. Create some momentum. Cut it to a 1-score game. This is an important possession.
Yeah, it's important to create that momentum now, David, too, and not wait to get it going.
It's complete. A huge pickup. And perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle as they get him down at the 37. Line gets set. First down. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. He's going to pass. Dances away to buy time. And he avoids the hit and slides after the short gain. Line getting set on second down. He's looking to throw. Oh, he drops it. That is a catch he makes 99 times out of 100, but it'll be third down. From the gun, wants to pass. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers.
And I tell you what, that passing touchdown, man, that should spark this whole team. Like, the comeback is more than on now. Like, they got the touchdown. They cut into the lead. You want to get a stop and go into the half, get all the juices, all the excitement, and be like, listen, the passing game's rolling. We got this. The comeback's in full effect.
Ready to try the point after. And it's up and good as they draw just a touch closer. So here comes the kickoff after the touchdown, and the last thing you need right before the half is to give up a big return. On the move from inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. They needed to find enough space and get it moving forward, and they're up to the 22. Typically, you only see this at the end of the game or end of a half. I'm not really sure why we're getting an early peek at victory formation. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Thanks so much, guys. And I need not tell you, rivalry games always bring out a ton of emotion. And no surprise, we saw just that in the first half today. And it'd be easy to say these two offenses are glad we've hit halftime based on their respective performances. It would also be accurate. turnovers and sacks have told the story so far. And you gotta believe the play calling has been the issue, right? Time to shred those game plans and just get back to basics. With that, let's throw it back to the guys to see how this rivalry matchup plays out.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. A big reason they find themselves trailing to start the second half, those 2 turnovers in the first.
Yeah, and I think coaches will tell you the number one thing that you got to make sure you do is take care of the football. You want to create explosives, you want to put up a bunch of yards, but step one, Jesse, taking...
And it's his 4th interception of the game. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
Man, this is how we do it. Defensively, you go into halftime, you make adjustments, you talk about, we've seen him do this, we've seen him do that, let's get ready for it, let's have a plan. Plan executed, you can tell. They knew it was coming, did a great job defensively, forcing an interception right out the gates to start the second half.
Boy, this is just the type of field position this offense wants. Quarterback on the keeper. They'll pick up 4, 2nd and 6 coming. Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Wants to throw on 2nd down. To the end zone, and it's picked off.
Who says defensive backs don't have hands? Nice job breaking on the football and making the catch. A lot of times you see guys swat it down or you see them trying to catch it. It looks like they have 2 left hands. Defensive backs don't catch real well. Nice job breaking on the football. Nice job securing the INT and actually catching it.
Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. One of the most valuable things a quarterback can have, David, short-term memory. Just forget that last pick.
You're dang right. Clear the mechanism. It's over, move it behind you. Some players can't do that real well, and it leads to more mistakes, Jesse. You got to just forget about it.
And I think the coaching staff can help him too, David. I think you can get the running game going here and also give him some easy throws.
That last completion sets him up on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. He's got his man. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. And this offense just can't afford not to get the first down here. Already trailing big, and the clock is not their friend.
False start.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on 3rd down. Finds his tight end. Good tackle there to stop him short of the first down. It'll bring up a big decision. Clemson will send the punt team out. The fair catch called for and made. First down here for the offense. They'll leave it with him. Finds his way ahead for 3 out to the 27-yard line. NC State quick to the line. He's looking for a man on 2nd down. Got his man. And he was loose and out the gate and doesn't go down until he gets to the 48-yard line.
And listen, I'm going to move this guy everywhere. He's in the slot this time, but I'm not going to let the defense understand where he's lining up so they can double team him.
And there was nowhere to go for this quarterback, and down he goes.
What if I had told you this quarterback would be sacked at least 5 times in this game and yet still somehow would be winning? It's not normally how it works. You got to give the offense credit because even though they've suffered some serious negative plays, they've still been able to make some good things happen.
That offense having to deal with the last thing you want on first down, giving up a sack as they come up to the line on 2nd down. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. A 3rd and long coming up here. From the gun, wants to pass. And the freshman will chalk up a sack.
That is now the 7th sack on defense. This offense cannot protect their QB. It doesn't matter if the defense is blitzing or if they're just winning one-on-one. 7 sacks, that's just ridiculous.
Looks as if NC State will have to punt it away. Solid punt, headed toward the sideline, trying to make it tough to return. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. Handoff from the shotgun. Out across the 30 mark, down at the 35 after the 10-yard gain. They'll snap it on first down from the 35. Looking to move it through the air. And here's the 5th interception by this quarterback.
I'll tell you what, defensive players don't always see where the ball is. They see the receiver and they get to chase him, but really good job seeing where the receiver is, going and making an interception, making a big play, getting the ball back to your offense.
On first down, here comes this offense. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. And he's able to bounce off one tackle for a solid pickup. Got 8 on first down, now looking at a 2nd and 2. He'll pull it on the read. NC State will pick up the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. He'll do it himself. And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down. NC State going up tempo. Quick release on the RPO. They get him on the ground after he gets enough to move the sticks. North Carolina State defining efficiency on this drive.
And a big key on that throw to the slot receiver, guys, is putting the ball out in front. The location of the throw is what helped that guy get extra yards after the catch.
They make the stop after a pickup of 3 just inside the red zone at the 19. He wants to throw here on 2nd down. He looks that one in nicely. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They'd love to pick up this 3rd down and get a fresh set with 1st and goal. They'll try to drive ahead on 3rd and short. Defense makes a stop, but the chains move, and it's 1st and goal from the 8. So close to cashing it in for this offense. He'll keep it himself. They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They've got it down to the 3. Now it's 2nd and goal. They'll run into the left, looking for the touchdown here. That play just never had a chance. They knock him down for a loss of 5. Wants to throw for it on 3rd and goal. And he's all bottled up, and now it's worse. The ball's loose. Oh, looks like the offense was able to recover it.
Man, and this is why you practice 5 points of pressure with the football. You cannot put the ball on the ground. Doesn't matter how many defenders are around you or how hard you get hit. You cannot turn the football over and expect to win games.
And on 4th down, they'll try to put 3 on the board. And he'll try this one from the left hash and 33 yards away. And the kicker delivers the 3 ball to finish off the drive. and that will extend their lead even further. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Dynamite matchup today, fellas. Let's show you what's going down. Michigan State is currently trailing in this one, but it feels like the tide may be turning. Sparty has picked himself up off the canvas before, and this group is capable of it again today. They're trailing by just 4 to Ohio. We are the eyes and ears of the college football fan, and we've got you covered all day here in studio, guys.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Release to the back. Quickly complete. Moves it out to the 34-yard line. A nice 15-yard gain on that one. Pulls it and fires to the left. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. After a good pickup on the run, it's second down. Off the bootleg to buy a little space. Now sliding to his left. He's run out of bounds, but he's got enough to move the sticks. And the Tigers will snap it on 1st and 10. Give to the running back.
I know it's sexy to throw the football, but if you can pound it away and get these kind of gains, they will just add up, wear the defense down, get first downs, and ultimately get some points.
And he's knocked down, but not before moving the chains. The offense lines up at the 40. They've got a first down. To the ground. He's got it again. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9. Win with the running game on first down, now back at it. After run, now throw. Makes the grab on the left. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down mark. And this offense is desperate to keep this drive alive, trailing by multiple possessions, and it's getting late. Fires to the right. And they can't make the play on 3rd down. Facing this double-digit deficit here in the second half, almost a no-brainer to go for it on 4th down. Incomplete, and the defense holds. The offense set for a first down play. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. From the shotgun, they'll run it. And he's able to shed 1 tackle and pick up pretty good yardage. NC State quick to the line. Off the play fake. Pressure coming. The quarterback scrambled around, but the defense able to scramble him and turn it into a sack. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Wolfpack will have to bring the punt team onto the field. Makes the catch, and now looking for just a little bit of daylight. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. From the shotgun, the inside give. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Last play was a near disaster, now dealing with 2nd and 13. It's complete. He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short. 3rd and short from the 49. Is this 4-down territory? To the ground to try to move the chains. Really good surge for this offense. They move the chains, and he's got it at the 34. We've reached the end of the quarter, and NC State has the edge. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. Finally, some signs of life from this offense, which has done nothing in the second half. It's 1st and 10. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Offense gets set for 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. He's got his man. Stop just inside the 25. We'll mark it at the 24. Pickup of 10 and a first down. Pre-snap motion quarterback trying to get a read. Coming after him. Just too much heat that time, and they knock him down at the 31.
This has been a rough night for this offensive line. Man, they have not protected their quarterback. Everything starts with the big guys up front. That's their 5th sack given up of the game.
The first down sack pushes the ball back for this long second down. Motion trying to get the defense to show his hand. Short throw to the sideline is complete, and he's out of bounds after picking up a couple. 7th play of the drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. And you want to know what impact home field advantage can have? There it is. The offense will walk it back. This place is alive, and they love to force this offense into another mistake. On third and long, no secret what he needs here. And it's an incomplete pass on the deep shot, but the flag is down. Let's check the call. This defense happy with how that last play turned out, so they'll decline the penalty. And here comes the field goal unit for the second time tonight. He boomed it through, a 50-yard field goal showing off that powerful leg.
NC State 33, Clemson 24.
So the kickoff team is out there ready to boot it away after putting up a field goal. Let's see what the defense can do. Here he comes from inside his own 5. And the return man is stopped, and that'll leave it up to the offense on the next drive. First snap of this drive will come from inside the 15 at their own 14-yard line. Caught in the backfield. It's Peace. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few. 3 wideouts to the right on 2nd and 8. They'll run it from the gun. That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there. NC State going up tempo. On third and long, try to convert through the air. Got his man quickly. They'll pick up the first down as he gets it out to the 27-yard line. New set of downs after that completion. Boy, the defense really needed to get off the field there, and they just couldn't do it, and it's they get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20.
I think because of this offense's inability to run the football, I think play action is going to be a little bit trickier and harder for them to now pull off, because this defense is just not expecting run, or they're not afraid of their ability to run the football.
Didn't help themselves much on first down. Let's see what they've got on second down from the 20. He's looking to throw. Got his man out of the backfield. And he didn't squeeze it. It's loose. And this fumble bounces out of bounds. They recovered their own fumble, but now it's third down. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. And he tried to make something happen with his feet, but they stopped him short, and it'll bring up a fourth down. NC State to bring the punt team onto the field. They'll look to pin him deep. He'll take it on the return. He gets it up to the 34-yard line before he stopped, and that's where the offense will set up shop. Looking for a productive play on first down. They're going to run it to the right. And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-game land. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. He's looking to throw. Got his man in the middle. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the first down. And now a fresh set of downs for this offense. From the gun, the ground game. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a first down. The Tigers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Looking to go up top on first down. Fires to the tight end. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. Moving the running back, trying to get the D to tip its hand. They're trying to get to it. Nowhere to go with the ball, and down he goes at the 39.
The defense is just killing. Success after success after success. If I'm the offense, I got to change something up, or my quarterback's going to be forced to change because he's going to be in the injury team.
Big first down sack for the defense. Brings up second down. He's looking to throw. He's right on target. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there. Still a little ground to cover. Pick up the first. On third and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Buying some time. He'll try to do it himself. Get every inch you can, but don't take the big hit. Great job by the quarterback. So here we are on fourth down, and this field goal kicker is going to face all the pressure in the world. Kick is good. The offense has 3 points to show for the drive. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Week in and week out, guys, you never know what's going to happen in college football. Check this out. Michigan State is down right now, but you simply can't rule out a comeback. Kirk Cousins had a hand in getting this quarterback to East Lansing, so if he thinks the magic is there, who am I to disagree? They're trailing by 11 to Ohio. We'll circle back if anything big happens in this college football matchup.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. And the return man reaches the end of the line, and down he goes. North Carolina State has it back in the offense, headed to the field. They'll run it out of the shotgun. And how about that interior defense stuffing the run for nothing? Wants to fire on second down. And he'll chuck that one away and save the down. Nobody was able to get open. 3rd and 10, still backed up inside their own 20. This drive hasn't really gotten started. Lofts one high and deep. He's got it inside the 25. What a play to get it inside the red zone, and they are set up at the 17. From the gun. Give on the inside. He almost punched it in for 6. They'll get him down at the 1-yard line. And this offense not only has a chance to extend the lead on 1st and goal, but they can also drain the clock. Touchdown, North Carolina State! And they take it in for 6 more points. They add on another score, and now that record so close to going to 8-1 on the season.
The defense has got to do a better job of taking the most dangerous man. That's the guy with the football in his hands. Force him to do something with it. You can't just let him keep the ball and go score.
They'll line up to go for 2. They'll run the option. He'll pitch it. He's not going to make it. Stopped short of the goal line, and they are unable to extend this lead any further. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. Here's the return from inside his 10. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. They'll throw it on 1st down. Pressure's there, and he lets it go. Hit hard just as he released it on 1st down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. Quarterback wants to throw on 2nd down. It's caught downfield. He'll move it up to the 37-yard line, and it'll be a 1st down. Fresh set of downs after the completion. He'll come out throwing on 1st down. Makes the grab along the sidelines, but it'll be a little short of the 1st down. Got the completion on the last play. Still some work to do on second down. They got him to jump. The defense got into the neutral zone, and that'll be a first down. Defense just a little too eager, and that's 5 yards for the Oak. Wants to throw on first down. Makes the grab. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a first down. Clemson jumps to the line.
Well, down 2 possessions. Good news is you get the completion. Bad news, though, did not get out of bounds.
And he's thrown another interception. Never really got that return cranking, but the offense is set up at the 30.
Timing has to be so good. When you're throwing at his own defense over the middle of the field, ball's got to come out specifically on time because these windows close really quickly. Ball there thrown a little bit late. As a result, it's an INT.
NC State sending the offense back onto the field. That last drive, an absolute aerial assault for the touchdown, Jesse.
And it was a nice job in play calling, too, David, just giving the quarterback some easy looks and reads so he could go out.
And here's the pick, and oh, did they need that right now. They make the tackle after the turnover, but hang on just a second. There's a flag on the field. Let's see if it stands. Oh, man, thought he had the interception, but the official rules gained too much of an advantage, so wave off the turnover and give up the yardage. It'll be first down. And he's ridden to the ground, but there's also a flag down. Let's check the call. Amazing how many times an offensive holding penalty will stall a drive. We'll see if the offense can overcome it. They want that clock to run. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. A lot of urgency for this offense.
And I think if you're the head coach, defensively now, obviously, you've got 3 timeouts in your back pocket. You're trailing at this point, and the offense is going to be running the football, trying to bleed the clock. They're going to take as much time off the game clock as they can before snapping it. You've got to start thinking about using some of those timeouts.
On third and long, he has to throw for it. Got his man on the right. They've got it inside the 40 at the 39 as they pick up the first down.
Well, this defense has given up some big plays in this game so far, but they've got a lot of talent on that side of the football. Someone has to step up here, make a play, get a stop, and put their team in a position to win.
From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Lost 1 on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense is that much closer to salting away a victory. I'd expect we're going to get another dose of the running game at this point, even though it's 2nd and 11. The give to the back. And a decent gain there before the defense makes the stop. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. The give to the running back from the shotgun. Went to the running game on third down and picked up 5, but still a couple of yards short. It's 4th and 2. The defense uses their second timeout of the half as they try to get their act together. Trying to show their strength with the run on 4th down. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Wolfpack will have 1st and 10. And the quarterback's just going to take a knee. The rankings, the odds makers, everything indicated that these guys had a big hill to climb. but they climbed it, they got to the top, and they get a landmark win.
And we know coaching staffs always do a great job trying to motivate their own guys and get them ready to play a ranked opponent. But David, to me, it looked like this team just wanted it more. They came out, they were the more physical team, and they did what they had to do at the end of the day to get this win.
Yeah, and how do you gain respect? You want respect, you talk about our team's a really good team, you want to build on that? You beat good teams. That's what you do. You beat ranked teams that people think a lot of. This team pulls off a ranked upset, and guess what? Now what happens? You start to maybe find your team in the ranked spot.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.